Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Meet Praneet. In today's video, we are going to discuss the H-1B modernization rule that was recently published by USCIS on 30th of January 2024. So let's dive into this rule. Let's see what are the things going on, what is going to happen, what are the new rules, and how the multiple registrations will be tackled. So this new rule was recently published by USCIS, and USCIS is very stringent in terms of cutting down the multiple registrations or the fraud that was happening for the years in H-1B lottery. If you have not seen my video that I made in last year, where I explained how many fraud registrations were there and why this is basically hampering the chance of an individual who really needs an H-1B. So what happened back in 2023 for the 2024 registration process, there were around 780,000 registrations. I'll put the link in the description also somewhere on the top so you can go and watch that video. Out of the 780,000, almost around 350,000 registrations were for the beneficiaries who had just one application. For the rest, 480,000 or so, there were multiple registrations. And out of those, there were multiple fraud registrations. And please go check that video out, because a fraud registration can be done by the employer in terms of having multiple subsidiaries filing for the same employee or same person or beneficiary, and then just increasing their chances. Now, to cut down this fraud and to enable the beneficiaries have a same chance to get picked up in the lottery, USCIS has finally published the modernization rule, or the final rule. Now, in this rule, there are certain aspects that are very important, and we should discuss that. Now, as you know, from the September 2019 data that was published by USCIS, around 583,000 people are on H-1B visas. Now, that is 2019. It's more than 5 years now, so probably this number might have already increased to 800,000 or 700,000. And there is a new set of people who are going to register for H-1B lottery. So you can see the amount of people who will be in an H-1B visa, and then they will also go ahead and apply for an immigration petition like EB2, EB3, or EB1. And for that, I have a service where I tell people, I enable you to file in EB1, understand what the requirements, how you can fill the gaps, and how you can try to get into EB1. Thank you for watching till here. I'll take a few moments from here to explain what I offer in the EB1 consulting service. So I have this service on discovereb1greencard.com, where you can go ahead, set aside time, and talk to me to explore EB1. Now, if specifically you are an Indian citizen who is stuck in the EB2 or EB3 line, and you think you have acquired tons of experience, a professional experience in your field, in your niche, and you think it's time for you to know what EB1 is or how you can apply, then you should go ahead and set aside some time for us to talk. My aim in this call would be to help you understand the requirements, the conditions, and how you can fulfill the gaps to get to a strong EB1 profile. I have started this consulting service in 2023 April. Until now, I've almost helped more than 200 plus professionals. So why wait? Go on to the service. You can find the link in the description, or it will be on the screen, and let's talk and let me help you discover EB1. Now let's get back to the video. Now, coming back to the video, the very first thing that USCIS has done, and I think this is a very important step in the final rule. The rule says that now every beneficiary, let's say I am the employer, right? And I want to file an H-1B registration for an employee X. Now for the employee X, I will have to upload their passport copy or a travel document. Generally speaking, when you're transitioning into an H-1B, you'll be coming from an F1 OPT or an F1 visa. So you will either have to present an F1 visa copy or your passport copy when you're filing a registration for an employer. Let's say for that employee X, there were multiple registrations, no issues, because you will only go into the system, the beneficiary or the employee will only go into the system once, because you will be now tied to your passport number or your travel document, which will be your visa. And then once you have registered, let's say all the registrations are done, the dates, let me tell the dates. The dates of registration start from March 6th at 12 p.m. EST, that is noon, and will go up to March 22nd till noon or 12 p.m. EST. Once this registration bracket is closed, and let's say all the people have applied, let's say for each individual, multiple or single applications have been filed, in the pool of the lottery, only each applicant will be only counted once. And then the lottery will run and select, let's say, 100,000 or 110,000 applications. To give you some statistics, last year for 2024, 110 registrations were picked in the lottery. So I'm imagining that around 200,000, 300,000, or maybe 400,000 people will apply. The number like 700,000 would not be the case at this time, because last time there were multiple fraud registrations, and this time because each individual will be only counted once, this number should be less. So hopefully around 300,000 or so registrations. Out of that, generally speaking, 100,000 applicants are picked because the total number of H-1Bs are 65,000, plus you have a 20,000 cap or a number for advanced degrees. So if you see the statistics now, each one has like out of 300,000, 100,000 are picked. So you have a good chance now when compared to 700,000 applications and only 100,000 being picked. So I think this is the very first thing that USCIS has implemented, and I think this is a very important step in further strengthening the or removing the multiple registrations or fraudulent registrations. The second thing which they have done is they have also mentioned, now once your application is selected, let's say in the lottery you were selected, now you can ask your employers to file a I-129, which is immigrant petition for a non-immigrant worker. Now, sorry, it's a petition for a non-immigrant worker. Once they file this, they will file the whole petition, and then USCIS will look into it and approve it accordingly. One thing to see is that USCIS have clearly mentioned that if there is any problems with the fees, any falsified information or any attestation that they think is false or it's not correct, then your whole application will be cancelled or your registrations will be cancelled. So make sure when you're filing, every information should be up to date, should be correct, and so there should not be any false attestations, and your registration fees should go through the online system. The registration fees is only $10, but once you file your I-29, then it will have its own fees, and if you go for premium processing, there will be a hike this time. Now, from previously it was costing around $1,500 for premium processing. Now it will cost $1,600 so. I think around $150 of increase will be seen in the premium processing. The other thing that USCIS has also planned to do is now they have making a new set of accounts, organizational accounts, for people to set up H-1B registrations and filing. And a new form, I-129, will be also published on 28th February 2024, and now people can use those forms once they're selected in the lottery to file their H-1B petition or non-immigrant worker petition. I think these are the changes, or the important changes, I would say, that the USCIS is trying to bring into the system so that every applicant or a beneficiary has an equal chance. And I think this is a right step towards the right direction, because all of us know last year this fraud was on a massive scale, and a lot of people who genuinely deserved to get a chance were just not getting their chance, because if, let's say, a person X has filed multiple applications and multiple times he has his name in the lottery, then the chances of him or her getting picked is higher than the rest. So I think this change would definitely help a lot of people. Now, apart from that, I think this is the season. A lot of us, you will be tuning in, you'll be asking your employers to file your registration. So make sure all your documentation is right. You have all the immigration information correct, like for example, all your I-94s, your passport, your visa, everything should be up to date. Make sure your employment verification letter, everything is in hand. Your driving license, any kind of copies that you need should be all ready by now, so that the registration process can be started, and once you get selected, you can file the rest of the application. And I wish you all the very best. I think this is one of the very first and major step anyone takes from an F1 visa or a OPT to get into a H-1B, more stable visa class to work in the United States. So I wish you all the best. Please let me know in the comments if you think there should be any additional changes that USCIS should think of or should apply. From my perspective, I think the very first thing of using a passport number or a travel document number to associate your file is a very good step, and I think that should help. And I think the other thing that they should apply is maybe increase the number of visas given each year, because I think 65 plus 20,000 is very small number for the number of people that are graduating from US. And I think there are a lot of topics that we should cover and we'll be covering soon. And please keep supporting the channel, keep supporting the videos, and I'm trying my best to bring the best content or the informational content out to you. So I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, take care and have a wonderful weekend.